Alex and welcome back to another TBR. Today I am bringing you my November TBR. I do have a couple of vlog projects planned for this month, as well as some buddy reads and of course book club picks. So I thought I would go through what my intentions are for the month of November. I am trying to create a good balance of reading depending on where my hormones are at. I have been having a little bit of fluctuation going on hormonally. So I am trying to make sure that I am still factoring that in and not overwhelm myself in case I do feel compelled to either take a step back from reading for a few days, or if I decide that I would rather maybe read something lighter. So I've factored a couple of those in, but also tried to give myself a bit of wiggle room should it be necessary for me to take a pause. But I do have a couple of vlog projects planned, so I thought I would go over those, and then yes, also any of the buddy reads that I am doing, and of course my book club picks. So we'll start out with the book club picks because obviously those are the ones that are relevant the most to the channel. I do host them over on my Discord, which I will leave linked down below. I have a sci-fi book club in which we read a sci-fi standalone or a book that can be read as a standalone. We have done companion novels in the past. We read those and we chat about it, and that one's monthly. And then we also have a series one, which is my fantasy one, in which we are tackling a series, and it's bi-monthly, and I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do with that yet. So for the sci-fi one, I do a spoiler vlog and I post it the following month. With this one, I am thinking of maybe doing a live stream, but I am unsure. Let me know in the comments down below if that would be of interest to you. But yes, let's look at what the books are for November. The monthly one that I have for November for my sci-fi book club is Goliath by Tochi Onyebuchi. This one is my pick. I've done a couple of friend picks in the past, but this one is my pick for the month. This is the last one for the year as well. We're not doing one in December because December, I know, is a bit chaotic for everyone. I have read this author before. I read his Beasts Made of Night duology, which is YA, and I did like it, but it was YA, and I was at that point very much coming away from wanting to read YA. So I'm really excited to read this. I know that this one is one that seems to be a little bit conflicting as well when it comes to how people enjoy it. So I'm excited to see where I fall on it. This is a Afrofuturism, and it is in the 2050s, and we have kind of had a global collapse, and the billionaires have left. They've left the planet and they've gone to live elsewhere, and it is the people that have remained on what's left of Earth trying to build it back up. And I think the rich people who had left the planet try and then come back to once again reap the rewards of the planet that has been rescued by those who remained, and it tackles that conflict. I think I'm very excited to get to this one, and I hope that I love it. As I said, I did enjoy Tochi Onyebuchi's writing style, so I hope that that pulls through, as well as some strong themes. As for my fantasy pick for the months of October and November, the book was Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick, which is the first book in the Rock and Rose series. I am probably going to hopefully pick this up towards the end of October, but it will bleed into November. And this is the first book in the series. I did talk about it in my October TBR, and in this series we are following two people. Ren is a con artist. She's a young woman who has claimed that she is related to this family so that they would take her in. She is trying to con her way into being able to kind of steal their things, I think. However, we have it where their family themselves are financially drained. They are not in a good place financially, so they're very suspicious of outsiders. So I believe it's how this game unfolds, of them being suspicious of her and her trying to worm her way into this family. I'm really excited for it. It's a Renaissance Venetian inspired setting as well, I believe. So very excited for that. M.A. Carrick is a writing duo, and one of the authors is Marie Brennan, who is one of my favorite authors. So I'm very excited to give this a go. I will be doing my spinner wheel vlog, which I do kind of every month. This month is going to be Indigenous and South American authors. So the Americas is the intention behind this one. I would just like to read some more authors from the Americas. So I figured that I would give a month dedicated to it. I've got some books from different authors from different parts of America and different ancestries and different heritages, so I thought it would be a good month to just kind of dedicate to the spinner wheel. I know that Latino Heritage Month is actually in September, and I had intended to do it in September, and then I didn't do a spinner wheel at all in September, so instead it's gotten postponed to November, where I didn't have one planned. So I feel like it's worked out quite well anyway, and I am really excited for the books that are on there, and I didn't want to waste that spinner wheel option, so here it is. We're going to be doing that. However, of course, I can't talk to you about what books I'm going to be reading for that because the whole point of the spinner wheel is that it randomizes that TBR for me. So you'll just have to tune into that vlog, or if you're not a vlog person, it will be in my wrap up. The other vlog project that I have for the month is I am doing another My Friend Takes Over My TBR. And for the month of November, my friend Chris from A Fictional Escapist is in charge of my TBR. He's picked 4 books for me, and well, actually he picked a different book for me. He picked the Foz Meadows series, the Strange and Stubborn Endurance, but I cannot find it affordable anywhere. It is very expensive for me to get on ebook, and I literally can't get a physical book. I would rather spend more on a physical book than on an ebook. I'm not spending £12 on an ebook, but I am okay spending 17 on a paperback. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm not spending that much money on an ebook. So until I can get my mitts on those, I've had to postpone that. So for now, I am not putting that one on this TBR until I can find it. However, we do still have 4 books on this TBR. The first one being the Wolf Den trilogy by Elodie Harper. I know that me and Chris share a love for historical fiction, and there is no one on the internet that I trust more with historical fiction recommendations than Chris. So I am very, very excited to be getting to this one. I've heard amazing things about Elodie Harper. She's an author I've been interested in for a while. So this series is set in Pompeii, before the fall of Pompeii, after the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. And I believe that we are following someone who is a sex worker or a sex slave. It's entirely possible that she is, maybe through indenture. I'm not sure. I guess we're just following her life until the fall of Pompeii. We have the Wolf Den, the House with the Golden Door, and the Temple of Fortuna. I really do like looking into the history of Pompeii because it's a very interesting city culturally at the time. So I'm really hoping that Elodie Harper pulls through and really brings that Pompeii vibe to life. So I'm very excited to get to these. And as I said, there are 4 books on Chris's TBR for me. So I'm also going to be picking up A Taste of Gold and Iron by Alexandra Rowland. This is a queer romantasy, and I think it's a bodyguard romance as well. So we're following a prince who is not very good at being a prince and at diplomacy, and a diplomatic situation that he was involved in went awry. His sister is incredibly disappointed in him, and so therefore, as he is desperate to regain his sister's trust, who the sister I believe is the queen, he's desperate to regain her trust, so he embarks on a different mission to investigate a break-in at their most important guild, and he is assigned a bodyguard to help with this. And this bodyguard doesn't really like him because he believes that this guy is kind of like a bit of a wild card who has put their community in danger. However, then he is kind of like assigned to protect him, and I think it's like a hate to love coupled with the bodyguard romance going on, and I'm really excited to get to this one. I've heard amazing things. I've had it slow, but that it's worth it. And I like slow with fantasy romance because it gives the fantasy time to exist as well as the romance. Talking of friends and TBRs, I am also hoping to be doing a buddy read with my friend Mare from over at Lady Mare Reads, and I am hoping to be picking up Sword Crossed by Freya Marske. I know that we have both really enjoyed everything that we've read so far by Freya Marske, so it's going to be a great time to read this. So I am basically going to be vlogging this, and I will be filming my clips and my thoughts as I go, and then I will send them over to Mare and we'll have a joint vlog. So you definitely go subscribe to her if you want to hear my thoughts on this one. But I am really excited for this because this is, I believe, supposed to be Renaissance. I think it's Italian inspired. The names sound very Italian. Italian inspired Renaissance fantasy of manners, and I believe that there is very little magic in here aside from it being secondary world, which actually works really well for me. I'm really excited for that. So yeah, I'm hoping to have a good time jumping into this one sometime soon. If I have the time, I would also like to make more of a dent in my TBR of my ongoing series. I'm not normally someone that has ongoing series. I did do a vlog back in, I want to say August, where I read some dragon books that had been gifted to me, and I thought I would have had time to continue the series, but I haven't. So I would like to continue on Lands of the Firstborn series by Gareth Hanrahan with the second book, which is A Sword Unbound. I really did enjoy the first one, and it actually surprised me how much I enjoyed it. So I'm hoping to continue to enjoy this series because I know that Man noped out on this one. So I'll see how I fare with this, but I'm really looking forward to it. I bought books 2 and 3 because I was excited to continue, and before that excitement fades, I would like to get to it. And as I said, with the hope of being able to kind of like balance out my TBR a bit better and make sure that I am reading a variety of books that cater to wherever my hormones, my brain may be at, I have also picked up Bringing Down the Duke by Evie Dunmore. This is listed repeatedly as Regency romance, and yes, Mare, I am angry agree that people call this Regency romance. This one is set in 1879. This is solidly Victorian, but I am very excited to get to this one nonetheless. I do love reading some Hanoverian inspired romances, and that I hope will be no exception with this one. This one is about a woman named Annabel Archer, who is one of the first female students to be accepted at Oxford University, and in exchange for her scholarship, which has been paid for by this League of Women who are trying to encourage women's rights and women's education, she needs to potentially recruit an influential man to help with the suffragette movement. So her target specifically is a duke, who is, obviously dukes back then had a huge amount of sway in the House of Lords, so she is hoping that she can rope in Sebastian Devereux into the suffragette cause. I am very, very excited to give this one a go. I have heard good things about Evie Dunmore, and this will be my first experience with her writing, so hopefully I enjoy it. And there you have it. That's my TBR / some possibilities as well, like the last two. It's just if I have time for them, really. It might be that I read one and not the other, I don't know, but I am excited to get to them. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the minute with my reading. It's all a little bit up in the air, but hopefully I will enjoy these reads nonetheless. So let me know if you've read any of these and your thoughts on them. Let me know what you are most excited to read in the month of November, and if based on this TBR, if you have some other recommendations for me, do leave them in the comments down below. But that is all for me for today, so thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll hopefully catch you in another one soon.